Cabrera steps in. The Indians' shortstop is hitting .302. Joe Saunders ready to go. The first pitch of the game is hit to shortstop, and Eric Ibar makes the play.
It's a good sign. Joe Saunders pitching to contact, working downhill, getting ground balls. Trust your defense. Don't think in the lines you want to get strikeouts. A lot of ground ball outs for Joe Saunders, and he'll be successful on the hill tonight.
One out in the top of the first very quickly, and Jamie Carroll stepping in for the Indians. Carroll is hitting .275 with a home run and 14 runs batted in. We mentioned the Indians had a last-minute scratch in their lineup. That came because of a trade. Originally, they had Ryan Garco batting sixth tonight. They traded Garco to the San Francisco Giants. And the Giants gave up a pretty good prospect, a pitcher who is in A-ball right now, a left-hander, Scott Barnes. There's a bouncer toward third. Sean Figgins plays the two-hopper and gets him 2 down. But just to continue with that, Barnes in A-ball this year is 12-3 with 99 strikeouts in 98 innings. So obviously a pretty good prospect in the Giants system, but the Giants need some offense. And maybe the Indians need to start building up their pitching. But that just shows you with the trading deadline coming up Friday, things are happening by the minute.
Exactly. And you're going to see some good young prospects in the minor leagues getting traded away. And San Francisco, that's a good deal for them. Garco's got some power. They got great pitching, San Francisco, but their offense is certainly not there. Garco adds some power from the right side.
Shin-Soo Choo, 1-0. Now 2-0, high and tight.
Well, you can think of all those trades right before the trade deadline. Remember Jeff Bagwell getting traded over to Boston for Larry Anderson, a reliever, and look what the kind of career that Bagwell had. John Smoltz getting traded from Detroit over to Atlanta for Doyle Alexander. Although Doyle Alexander was 9-0 for the Tigers that year and got him to the playoffs. Smoltz on his way to the Hall of Fame. So you just never know how these trades are going to pan out in the end.
A 4-pitch walk to Chu with 2 outs here in the first inning. And it's something, too, to be at the ballpark. Your uniform's on. You're getting ready to start the game and hit 6th. And the next thing you know, hey, come on in the office for a minute. You're going to San Francisco.
Yep, those things happen. But, you know, as a player, when you're involved in these kind of rumors, it's not a bad thing. It means another club wants you. You know, the times you feel like the club you're with now doesn't want you as much anymore, but they're trying to improve the club, and that's why those deals sometimes get made and sometimes they don't get made.
Garco was hitting .285 with the Indians with 11 home runs, but he's headed to the Giants. Victor Martinez, there were reports yesterday that pretty much had Victor wrapped up by the Dodgers, but it didn't happen.
Along with Cliff Lee. That rumor went around pretty quickly for Billingsley and or Kershaw, along with James Loney. I mean, that would have been a major trade. I don't know if I'm doing that if I'm the Dodgers.
They didn't.
At least that's what they say.
As of right now, they didn't do it. Of course, some of the rumors, too, you don't know where it started or who started it, or is there an agenda behind it? Can't believe everything, obviously.
Martinez rumored to be going to the Red Sox, too. The Red Sox are known to pull off a deal before the deadline.
Martinez hits one in the air to right field, playable for Bobby Abreu, and that's the inning. Just a walk, that's it for the Indians.
Good inning for Joe, pitching to contact.
Rivera back in the lineup and batting cleanup tonight. Kendry Morales and Mike Napoli. Ivar Matthews and Willits the bottom third against Pavano.
Carl Pavano doesn't have that overpowering stuff he once had when he first came up to the big leagues. Fastball now 85 to 91 with some sink action to it, a slider and a changeup. Probably his best pitch, the changeup. In 2004, where the Marlins had 18 wins, which is a career high. Not real fast to the plate, too, so look for the Angels to try to run on him also if they get some base runners.
Sean Figgins leads off, and Pavano gets strike one. Carl Pavano is 33 years old now. With the Yankees last year, he wound up 4-2. Figgy hits one foul, and the count is 0-2. He was an all-star with Florida in 04. He won a couple of games in the division series with Florida in 2003. And he gets Figgins to start the ball game here tonight. Defensively for the Indians tonight, Jimenez, Francisco, and Chu in the outfield. Carroll, Cabrera, Valbuena, and Martinez around the infield. Kelly Shopik catching Carl Pavano.
Jamie Carroll originally supposed to be playing second base in this game before that trade was made for Garco and over there to third. He has to play in there against these Angels that do a lot of bunting. A hot corner. You get a lot of action down there at third base.
Meiser as Torres takes the strike. Pavano's record back in 04 with Florida was 18-8. That's been his best year as a big leaguer. And he parlayed that year into a pretty good payday, but hasn't been quite that good since. And injuries have just kept this guy on the sidelines quite a bit.
He had some disagreements, to put it mildly, with a number of his teammates within New York, too.
There's a pop fly behind the plate coming over the third baseman, Carroll. And he calls off the catcher to make the catch. Two outs in the bottom of the first with Bobby Abreu coming up. Just from what we read, it felt like maybe the disagreements stemmed from his teammates feeling he wasn't making enough of an effort to get back out on the field.
That's a big thing, and Mike Mussina was very vocal about that, and even his old manager there, Joe Torre, too. It was a situation where every time it looked like he was getting close to getting back, another injury happened. So he's certainly found a home here with Cleveland, putting up some decent numbers for him so far at 8-8.
Bobby Abreu hitting .311. 7 homers, 65 runs batted in. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
He's got some pretty good numbers against Pavano in his career, .319 batting average, including 2 home runs.
Good breaking ball from Pavano makes it 1-2. The Indians have spent most of the season in last place. It's just been in the last week or so that they have finally passed the Royals in the Central. But they are still 17 games under 500. Cleveland on the road has not been good, 21-30. And this is a team that a lot of people thought might come back this year and win this division.
I was one of them. I thought they were, especially with getting Kerry Wood to close games for them. They just haven't pitched well enough.
of hitters. So, I mean, we had to talk with him and, you know, just trying to get his confidence back and make him pitch the contact and get early count outs.
Joe Saunders had an easy first inning, giving up just a walk. We go to the second, no score, and Johnny Peralta leads off for the Indians and rips one right back up the middle for a base hit.
You know, in that spot right there, you saw Mike Napoli putting that, you know, the one sign down there for fastball on the outside part of the plate. That's not a bad pitch. You know, Peralta ended up getting a base hit on that, but he hit the ball, didn't square it up. That ball's hit to an infielder, it's an out. So that's what you want to do, to get decent sink on it. Didn't cut back over the middle part of the plate, in which he's been hurt as far as those 22 home runs. Not a bad pitch. Sometimes you got to give the hitters credit, and that's what happened in that play.
Ben Francisco batting now for the Indians. Center fielder. Hitting .243 with a little pop in that bat. 9 home runs. Two balls and no strikes. Saunders checks first base and comes back 2-0. And it's lined into right field. That one's going to drop in there. Abreu over to cut it off. Francisco headed for second base, and he's in with a slide. A double puts runners at second and third with nobody out for the Indians.
Francisco, a local product here from Southern California, gets a pitch out over the plate. Fastball up. And we talked about in that soundbite, even Mike Napoli, same thing. Work downhill. Fastball that was elevated allows the hitter to get their arms extended, and that's what Francisco was able to do to get the double in the right center.
Chris Jimenez at the plate for the Indians. Now, if you've had the kind of a month that Joe Saunders has had right now, right at this point in the game, how important is it to shut off this rally in the second inning?
First of all, your thought process on the mound should be, okay, I'll give up a run to get through this to get 3 outs. Don't think of the lines you have to throw up a 0 now. Trust your offense, because then you end up making mistakes if you look for the strikeout.
Or you almost hit a batter. That one was right in there. 1-1. That was close.
Certainly that's what they want to do. If you're going inside, we talked about Joe's need to throw the fastball inside. And you still have an open base. So now he's not comfortable looking out over the plate. So now you go back inside with a fastball, or you could sink something in the outside corner.
And there's a shot into left field. That'll score Peralta. They hold Francisco at third, 1-0 Indians. And the Tribe starts the second inning with 3 straight hits.
Hey, that pitch before that ball that was hit, fastball inside, this one's inside too, but it's out over the plate. And allowing him to get his arms extended once again. When you go back in, if you rush back a batter, if you're a pitcher, you go inside, you got to go inside on the corner. That ball got a little bit too much to the plate. But still, Joe Saunders think downhill, get a ground ball, get a double play. Don't overthrow.
First and third with nobody out. And Luis Valbuena, who was not in the original lineup prior to that trade, batting 8th. Pops one up. That's on the right side. Going out to get it is Torres near the line. And Meiser backing up makes the catch. A 1 pitch out. Saunders needed that. He gets a pop up.
Look at the Cleveland Indians, though. They might not win a whole lot of games, but they certainly could score. Only the Rays, Phillies, Angels, and the Yankees have scored more runs than the Tribe, and they've been very good on the road, averaging more than a run a game on the road as far as their offensive numbers.
Well, when it comes to teams who have scored 8 runs or more in a game this year, the Angels have done that more than anybody else, 30. But second are the Indians. 24 times they've had 8 or more in a game.
Now Joe Saunders right now thinking Shopping's hitting the 4 double plays. Get a ground ball right here.
Instead, it's lined into right field, an RBI for Kelly Shopping. And the Indians lead 2-0 in the second inning, with the top of the order coming back up, and Joe's having a tough inning.
On the horn, Mike.
During our pregame show, Gooby, you made the statement that this was not a big start for Saunders, a huge start for Joe.
But it really is, because of the fact that the confidence level, no matter how cool under pressure Joe Saunders is, his confidence level is definitely waning there. We showed in 13 starts an ERA over 6, so you begin to doubt yourself. Then also the organization's got to think of the line, okay, Urban Santana's been up and down. It's been banged up and on the DL, and if Joe Saunders doesn't get it going the way he should be, well, then we're going to be forced to pull off some kind of a deal. And 18 home runs allowed in those 13 starts. That's not the kind of numbers you expect out of Joe Saunders. He's got too good of stuff.
Good stuff. Great makeup for a pitcher. Got off to a flying start this year. And then in your mind, what happened?
I think when I look at over the time of this season for Joe Saunders, what was his biggest mistake? I think at times he had that fastball. Here's a good chance to get a double play, get through it. That's it. Ground balls. Too many fly balls, too many elevated fastballs. But he's able to get through that, minimize the damage. That could be a confidence booster for Joe Saunders.
In the cleanup spot, Juan will lead off the second.
Well, the Angels find themselves in a familiar position behind early in the ball game. Wow, they've come back 32 times to win. So you're putting a lot of pressure now on the offense to respond and put up big numbers, but having Juan Rivera back certainly helps.
Juan Rivera is hitting .309. He's hit 16 home runs. He's driven in 53 runs. Carl Pavano gets a strike.
It's always interesting to see how some players, when they come back from sitting out for a period of time, you know, Vlad comes out swinging hard and drives the ball right away. Juan Rivera in a position now to see if he can get a swing back. It's tough to get that timing going.
0-2 to Juan Rivera. Juan will be followed by Kendry Morales and Mike Napoli. So the power of the Angels batting order, hitting 4, 5, and 6 tonight and batting in this inning.
It's good to see Juan back in the lineup. I talked to Torrey Hunter earlier today. He was stepping up the baseball activities, so he firmly believes he's going to be back out there before too long. I'm sure he would love to get back out when they go to the Metrodome, but probably more likely in Chicago.
There's one foul just to our left, and the count 1-2. You know, with all of the teams, and obviously Roy Halladay is the name that you just can't get away from. The Phillies supposedly were close, and the Phillies tonight are playing in Arizona, but they'll go from there to the Bay Area. And there's an interesting scenario coming up. Juan hits one to deep center field, way back in center goes Francisco. Welcome back to the lineup, Juan Rivera. His first at bat, and he hits it out. 2-1 Indians.
Well, I guess that's how he's going to respond coming right back out. I wonder if that timing and tempo was there for Juan Rivera. He got a pitch that was elevated. Again, Carl Pavano doesn't have overpowering stuff anymore. If he doesn't hit his spots and he elevates a pitch, he's going to be covered. Juan Rivera, great swing right there. Hits the ball out. Right, Roy, welcome back.
His 17th of the year. And that's a pretty good 1-for-1 your first time back. Kendry Morales at the plate. What I was leading up to, Gooby, is if Halladay doesn't get traded tonight or tomorrow, then he's going to be in very close proximity to the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, the amazing rumor is, and it's in fact, that Toronto is playing Oakland, and the Phillies are playing up against the Giants, and they're both staying at the same stadium, and this ball is going to be leaving.
Morales drives one to right field. Back-to-back home runs for the Angels. Juan Rivera, then Kendry Morales. It was 2-0 Indians. 2 batters later, it's tied at 2.
This offense is truly amazing. It's tied because he outscores 2 runs. Top of second. And Kendry Morales and Howard's Exmo replayer. What balance. Centers that baseball up and crushed it out to right center field. Back-to-back shots.
Mike Napoli up there takes ball 1.
It is unbelievable, this offense. 5 home runs in his last 12 games.
People associate the Angels with little ball, not back-to-back bombs, but that's what they got right here.
And their ability to come back in games. Fell behind 2-0 before you know. A couple swings later, it's 2-2.
Napoli drives one. That's deep to left center field. And that's the 3rd consecutive home run for the Angels in the 2nd inning to take the lead. Wow. We mentioned the power in the Angels lineup was coming up this inning, but I didn't think all 3 of them would hit it out.
We always joke around the best play in baseball is a 3-run home run, but I like 3 consecutive home runs, just a tad better. Napoli, fastball, knee-high right down the middle of the plate. That broke up the rock pile in center field. That ball's still going off the rocks.
That's Napoli's 15th of the year. Rivera, number 17, Morales, 19, Napoli, 15. 2008, Morales, Napoli, and Brandon Wood did it in Oakland. Now, Rivera, Morales, and Napoli at the Big A against the Indians. Ibar takes strike 1. Well, Eric's hit 3 home runs all year. So if he hits one out right now, look out.
Nothing's surprising me anymore with this offense, though.
The count 0-2.
The confidence they have. Mickey Hatcher, all that hard work with this offense. And this is without Vlad and Torrey now. It's good to have Juan Rivera back in the lineup. First game back. First at bat back since July 18th. But Mickey's just got to be happy.
Oh, 0-2 to Eric Ivar. Carlo Pavano staked to a 2-0 lead. Gives up 3 straight home runs.
We talked about not overpowering stuff for Carl anymore. Has to hit at his spots. When he makes a mistake, it's going to be hit hard. Well, he's missed a spot 3 times in a row, and now he's behind 3-2.
Ahead 0-2 on the count. And there's a line drive into right field. Another hit. That was in on Ibar's hands. He may have even cracked the bat, but muscles it into right field.
Boy, in our Lexus pursuing perfection, you talk about 3 perfect swings in a row. Juan Rivera, fastball out over the plate, gone. Candy Morales, fastball in the inner half, gone. Sinker over the middle part of the plate and down by Napoli out of the ballpark. Back to back to back. And that is our Lexus pursuing perfection. Can't get much better than that. Gary Matthews Jr. now up. Eric Ibar got a base hit, look for him to try to steal. Carl Pavano not real fast to the plate.
Gary Matthews up there takes strike 1. Gary Matthews hitting .228. This is the 9th time in club history the Angels have hit 3 straight home runs. They've never hit 4 straight, but they have hit 3 straight, and that includes tonight.
Well, how many big innings that the Angels have had over the last 38, 39 games? I mean, it's amazing. What about crooked numbers in an inning? Tons of them.
1 ball, 1 strike to Matthews. Ibar at first with nobody out. Good off-speed pitch from Pavano.
That's his best pitch, a changeup, and Gary Matthews Jr. likes the fastball. Saw it, thought it was a fastball, but that 83-mile-an-hour changeup, 8 or 9 mile an hour difference between his fastball and changeup, got him to swing over top.
One and 2 to Gary. Reggie Willits on deck. The Angels have had 4 batters come to the plate here in the 2nd inning. 3 of them hit it out, and then a single. Matthews stays alive. What we started to say back before the ball started leaving the ballpark was that Philadelphia will be in the Bay Area playing the Giants. At the same time, the Blue Jays are in the Bay Area playing the A's. So, if the Phillies have their sights set on Halladay, all they have to do is go down the hall and knock on his door room.
Yeah, the Jays and the Phillies are both staying at the same hotel in San Francisco. Doesn't happen too often. I mean, that rumored trade is very strong.
Grounded to second base. Gary Matthews hits into a double play. 2 outs. So if Halladay's in his hotel room and somebody slips a Phillies jersey under the door, he'll know what happened.
Room service.
Right. 2 outs and Reggie Willits coming up.
But that's just a rumor.
Sure.
Dodgers, Angels, Red Sox.
Pretty much every contender.
Yeah.
You would have to think they'd have an awfully tough time explaining to their fans, talking about the Blue Jays, if they send him to the Yankees or the Red Sox.
That's why you would think, unless they were overwhelmed, especially in Boston with a Clay Buchholz or something like that, or I can't imagine John Lester being involved in that deal, but you have to be overwhelmed for any time you make a deal within your own division.
It's 0-2 to Reggie Willits. And the Angels not only watching the trade wire, but also glancing at the scoreboard and seeing that Texas won again tonight. They beat the Central Division leading Tigers 5-2. So at this moment, the Angels' lead in the West is only 3 games. That's hardly enough to feel real comfortable about.
Be impressed with Texas and their pitching staff. They're putting up some good numbers. Every time you look up, they're giving up 1 or 2 runs, and their team ERA has been pretty solid this season. But 4.20, which is about 6th or 7th in the American League. Usually they're at the bottom.
Willits slaps one to left field, but that's just how they were playing him, and that ends the inning. However, what an inning it was for the Angels. Rivera, Morales, Napoli, 3 straight home runs, 3 on the board, and a 1-run lead after 2. Small fries and a small drink for just $2.99. Beautiful night at the Big A for a baseball game. Top of the 3rd inning, it's 3-2 Angels. Jamie Carroll leading off for the Indians. Saunders is ahead in the game now. And behind on Carroll, 2-0.
Joe just got to think of the lines, whatever it takes to throw up a 0, just to point in the inning. Throw up a 0, get the offense back out there so they can keep swinging it.
He's 2-1 to Jamie Carroll, who grounded out his first time up. In the air to center field, Matthews is right there. One out in the 3rd, and Shin Soo Choo coming to the plate for the Indians. He walked on 4 pitches his first time up. into center field, a base hit for Chu.
Good job by Gary Matthews Jr. to cut that baseball off. It was going all the way to the wall. It looked like initially was slid across, cut it off, and kept Chu to a single. Solid defensive play by Jr. Ball was centered up pretty good. Once it got to that outfield grass, it was play was heading for the wall, but Gary Matthews cuts it off. It's Chu to a single, keep that double play in line. Those little things you do as a defender, your team a better chance to win.
Now Victor Martinez. He flied out to Abreu and right his first time up and takes one high and outside. This is the time of year where it really starts to become fun, I think, for the fans to watch the pennant races. And they're all good in the American League. The Yankees and Red Sox in the East both won today. So the Yankees are still 2.5 games up. The Tigers, the White Sox, the Twins. The Twins beat the White Sox today in the Central. The Tigers lost. So the Tigers have a 2-game lead over the White Sox and 3 over the Twins. And then in the West, it's the Angels and Rangers. Basically, Seattle has slipped a little bit further out of it, but Texas won today, so now the pressure's on the Angels to respond, and it'll be that way for the next 2 months.
Just right in that race, too, also for the wild card.
Yes, they are. Three and 1 that count to Martinez. You can't count them out. The Rangers have won 55 games. Boston would be the wild card right now. They've won 58 games, so it's that close. Slow chopper hit to Figgins. His only play is first, and he gets Martinez.
Well, Sean Figgins makes things look so easy at third base. That's a tough play. Playing back, Victor Martinez, a 3-1 count. Very good hitter. You got to come in on this baseball. You see how far back he's playing. Ask him in charge, be able to make the catch, and then make the throw on the run. Gets him easily at first base.
2 outs in the third inning with Johnny Peralta coming up for the Tribe. First pitch to Peralta in there for a strike. He comes in with a 6-game hitting streak. One and one. Joe Saunders gave up 2 in the second, but his teammates got him 3 in the bottom of the second.
That's a pretty good pitch in the outside part of the plate. I wanted that pitch. That slow curveball.
Angel Campos is the home plate umpire tonight.
You can see in our Howard's Exmo, good balance. Getting out in that front leg, bending his back very well, keeping his eyes on the target. It's much better tonight so far.
And there's a shot right down the third base line into the left field corner. That will tie the game. It's an RBI double for Peralta. Indians 3, Angels 3.
Just when you think you got everything going as far as you get the offense responding, get 3 runs, you're just 1 out away from getting out, and a pitch, not a bad pitch, it was down, but it was over the plate. Peralta, that ball right down the third baseline. He's had some success. home runs against Joe Saunders in his career. Saw that ball well and gets a double out of it.
Ben Francisco doubled his first time up. This game has started with some pretty good offense on both sides. Francisco all Pac-10 for the Bruins. 2-0 to Ben. Saunders behind 3-0.
Joe in an open base here, 3-0 count. You don't want to groove that fastball right down the middle part of the plate. You don't necessarily want to walk guys, but you also don't want to give up any more runs in this spot.
He walked him on 4 straight. The second time tonight, Saunders has issued a 4-pitch walk.
Mike Scioscia's going to come out. So this is more of a firm teaching lesson right now from your manager coming out in this spot.
Well, if you're the starting pitcher and you turn around and see your manager coming out, Scioscia, you know his message is going to be something you better listen to. He doesn't come out very often unless he's taking you out.
He also knows as a catcher, he knows how to work a pitcher very well. He's going to explain the situation to him that he wants him to be aggressive. You can see what he did at that at bat when he fell behind. You know, against Francisco there, he was cutting off the baseball. What I mean by that as a pitcher, you're not reaching out and finishing off your pitch. And that's why he's cutting it off, and that's why the pitches are out of the zone. And a lot of times when you're cutting off your pitches, because you lack the confidence to be able to finish off that pitch.
Two out, 2 on. Chris Jimenez, who made his debut on June 3rd. And then on June 4th, he got his first major league hit, and it was a home run against the Twins. He's 1 for 1 here tonight with an RBI single last inning. One and one. Good breaking ball by Saunders.
Like any young player coming up to the major league level, you're more susceptible to swinging the pitches out of the zone. So if you can throw your off speed, your secondary pitches, you can be successful. He's looking for a fastball. Could have change up the first strike and then a slow curveball.
And gets him with the breaking ball to strike him out. The Indians tie the game at 3 in the 3rd.
And a good sequence of pitches there after Mike Scioscia went out and talked to him. You're getting to that point where you use that fastball a little bit too much. It's pretty good secondary pitches, but if you can get ahead, you can use all your pitches.
Bottom of the third, and we'll see how Carl Pavano shakes off the second when he gave up 3 straight home runs. With the top of the Angel batting order up there, Sean Figgins. Figgy struck out his first time up. Oh, 2 to Sean Figgins. Backed him up a little bit.
0-2 pitch. Fastball up and in on Sean Figgins. Carl Pavano again not overpowering. He has to pitch inside. Effectively off the plate at times.
Figgins has 31 stolen bases this year. So he has now stolen 30 or more for 6 consecutive seasons. This is a valuable guy. The way he's played third base this year, he's been hitting over 300 all year. He's at 310 right now. He rolls that one to second base. And Figgy actually made that one pretty close. Once again, tomorrow night, we turn the clock back to the 80s for Retro Night. All fans in attendance will receive a free Bobby Grich 1980s jersey t-shirt, courtesy of the Home Depot. There's the shirt. And don't forget, after the game, wear your Grich shirt to your local Home Depot and win a prize.
Unbelievable. Win a prize.
Yes,
Wear a jersey.
Just that simple. That's it. Come right in. Here's a caulking gun. Whatever. There's one hit to shortstop by his Turris. And he's out for out number 2. If you don't have your tickets for tomorrow night's game yet, get them at angelsbaseball.com and wear your 80s gear.
This will be a lot of fun. 80s music, all the festivities. We're dressed up in our 80s gear, including yourself, Rory. And a free gift.
That's the best part about the whole thing, really. People who say, I've never won anything, have a chance to break that streak tomorrow.
That's a W.
That's right. Even if it's a keychain, that you should go in and get it. Abreu takes a strike.
Even a keychain, huh?
That's right. There's Home Depot. We got to stop. Put on your shirts, kids. There's a shot back up the middle.
He could almost took Pavano's shirt off on that line drive up the middle.
Almost. Well, that was a shot off the bat of Bobby Abreu. Juan Rivera, and tonight's the first time he's been back in the lineup. Here was his first at bat.
What a shot. That's the dead central. Juan Rivera, first game since July 18th, hits the ball out of the ballpark.
That was last inning. So he's a big 1 for 1. He missed 8 games. Maybe they could have gone 8-0 with him in there, but they did pretty well.
He responded. Just that depth of this roster, that 25-man roster.
Abreu is running. Martinez throw. Not in time. Stolen base for Bobby Abreu.
We mentioned Carl Pavano not particularly quick to the plate. Not only is he tall, high leg kick, but he also has that hook of the arm before he releases the baseball. And Bobby got a good jump shot, a good throw to second, but not in time to be able to get Bobby Abreu. You can see in our XMO replay, it was a bouncing ball, just barely got that foot in before the tag was applied.
21 stolen bases now for Abreu. And the count 0-1 to Rivera. And that one gets away from Shopik. The wild pitch gets Abreu to third base.
Boy, slider in the dirt. Shopik, that ball bounced up, spun off the dirt, and hit him right in the mask. Again, you're a pitcher, you got to point to an area to let your catcher know where it's at. And when you release the baseball as a pitcher, you become that fifth infielder. You just got to help navigate for that catcher behind the plate. It's tough for a catcher to be able to pick that ball after it deflects off you.
Two and one to Juan Rivera. A broken bat looper into center field, and Juan drives in another run. 4-3 Angels. The first time up he crushed it. This time up they break his bat and he bloops in an RBI hit.
Well, he hasn't missed a beat. That batting average coming into the game, 309 now with a second hit. Fastball and inside part of the plate. Well located by Pavano. But Juan Rivera is so strong. Fights that one off, flares in for a base hit RBI. Talked about the Angel little ball. Stolen base, goes to third on the wild pitch and scores on a flare. After the 3 home runs the last inning.
Here's Kendry Morales. Strike one to Kendry. Here's his last at bat. There wasn't much doubt about that one, Gooby.
Yeah, you get back, lift. Good weight shift in the lower part of his body. As that went out. Not only some distance, but some height also.
One ball, one strike to Kendry Morales.
What a season Kendry is putting together. 19 home runs, 57 RBI, playing a solid first base.
Change up for a strike, 1-2. Don't get the feeling watching this game that it's going to end 4-3, do you?
No, not with these two offenses.
Morales chases one and strikes out. But the Angels are back on top on the Juan Rivera RBI single. Ever with 30 save seasons in each league. That means somebody else has done it. Who did it before Brian?
Well, I know Dean Chance wasn't a closer. So I can't go with Dean.
Can't go with Dean tonight, no.
Might have been another left-handed closer, I think. I might know this one, but I'm going to stay away.
You're going to let the people think it over, huh?
Yeah. At least pretend I know it.
And if he happens to be left-handed, you say, oh, I knew that.
I knew that. Or a right-handed pitcher, one of the two.
Luis Valbuena takes low from Joe Saunders to start the 4th inning. One ball and one strike. Valbuena popped up to second his first time up. One and two.
Bueno, top 3 as far as AL leaders and amongst rookies for home runs. So you got some pop.
He wasn't even going to play tonight until they traded Ryan Garco about 40 minutes before the game started. Traded Garco to the Giants, and Valbuena was in the lineup. Strikes out here against Saunders.
And now it's time for our Jack in the Box outside the box. Joe Saunders having that conversation with Mike Butcher and Mike Napoli. What he's showing in that arm action right now is when he's trying to hit the fastball, stay on top, sink it, he's cutting it, and his hand is showing that action. He's cutting the fastball, middle part of the plate, goes right where the big part of the bat of the Indians hitters are, and that's why you saw a few of those runs so far and 6 base hits against them. But since Mike Scioscia went out and talked to him, though, he's used a curveball more often and staying within his mechanics. His mechanics look pretty good for 2 batters in a row. You still got to be able to keep that for a long period of time for Mike Scioscia.
Kelly Shopping rips one into right center, and Matthews got there but didn't catch it. It comes off the wall. Shopping will stop at second base. Well, Gary got a good jump on the ball, Gooby, and it looked like he was going to be able to flag that one down.
Well, he hit right off his glove. Right, it looked like initially it was going to get to the wall, but he got there in plenty of time, and it's off his glove. Our Exmo replay showed he didn't get quite into the pocket part of the glove, hits off the tough part of it. Joe Saunders think he might have got a break, got out of it, made a mistake, didn't get the catch.
It's ruled a double for Kelly Shopping, as Drubal Cabrera at the plate now. Slow curve for a strike on the inside corner. Cabrera has grounded the ball to Ibar twice. Once with nobody on, and then a second time for a double play. And he hits it that way again, but that one goes through. Shopping stops at third base. Even the double play ball that Cabrera hit to end the second inning, he hit that ball hard, and this time he just directed it a little bit better. So here we go again with the Tribe threatening once again. First and third. One out. Jamie Carroll coming up.
Shopping had to hold up and wait to make sure that ball got through the infield, though. But most times as a base runner in your secondary lead, you're going to see the third baseman and the shortstop converging for that ground ball. Even if they make that play, nobody's going to be able to be at third base. So the Angels caught a break there. Still a double play ball. You get through the inning.
Jamie Carroll hitting .272, 0 for 2 tonight. Slowly to second base. There's one, and in time for a double play. Saunders gets out of the 4th inning. in both leagues. You said it was a left-hander.
No
Really narrowed it
pressure.
right down.
Randy Myers, come on.
There you go.
The Nasty Boys. Cincinnati at that time when they won the World Series. He was a big player in the trade room. Remember back when they traded him to, what was it, San Diego? San Diego was trying to block a deal with the Braves, and they ended up picking him up, and he ended up being hurt. Cost them some good prospects, too. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't when it comes to trades before that trade deadline.
The Angels still up by a run here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and Mike Napoli, who homered his first time up, the third of 3 straight by the Angels, takes ball 1.
Wow. The ball hit the rocks hard. Bounced around for quite some time.
A high chopper to third. Jamie Carroll gets Napoli. 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. It's time for the U.S. Marine Corps leaders of the game. Eric Ibar with a .453 average in July. Are you kidding? Leads the major leagues. That's a hot month.
I would say slightly hot. At .453. And he's played some unbelievable defense, too.
He's 1 for 1 tonight. Over the last 15 games, he's hitting .469. For the season now, he's at .319. No balls, 2 strikes to Eric Ibar. He's probably benefited more than any other player the Angels have just by having Abreu on the team. Wouldn't you think? I mean, just to see the difference in the way he goes about things now.
No question. I mean, he was a guy that before this season, he was swinging pitches out of the zone consistently. He was out. He was going to put the ball in play or make it out with 2 or 3 pitches. Now you see him 4, 5, 6, 7 pitches. Working the count, seeing some more pitches and fouling off some tough ones. And when the pitcher makes a mistake, he's getting a base hit.
And that comes from watching Abreu. A lot of it, anyway.
I mean, Bobby's approach and his lack of panic when he's behind 0-2 has got to be contagious for the rest of his team. You got Kenry doing the same thing. All seeing a lot more pitches.
Slowly hit to shortstop. And Ibar out by half a step.
And Mickey Hatcher's always preached that, but like I've said before, when your contemporary player is doing that, it speaks volume. You get double that information. Because Mickey was always about work the count, see some more pitches. They're going to make some mistakes, no matter how good the pitcher is. But then you see a player like a Bobby Abreu doing that each and every game, and that's why they've been successful.
Gary Matthews hit into a double play his first time up. Fastball up and in to Gary. Another chance for Cabrera, and 3 ground ball outs for the Angels in the fourth. After 4, it's 4-3 Angels. Joe Saunders ahead by a run going to the 5th. Joe looking for his 9th win of the year. Delivers to Shin Soo Choo. Ball 1. One ball, one strike. And there's a base hit into left field for Choo.
With 2 base hits and a walk. Stolen base threat too, with 13 stolen bases on the season. So replay shows good balance, kept his head back. Pitch on the outside part of the plate. Weight shift to be able to hit that ball in the left field hard for a base hit, leading off the inning for the Tribe.
Victor Martinez, who on his profile in the Indians media guide says his favorite road stadium is this one, Angel Stadium. He is 0 for 2 tonight. What about you, Gooby? As a Royal, where was your favorite road stadium?
Always liked Fenway Park.
Really?
Not known as a great pitcher's yard.
Pitchers don't like it much.
I like that place. I felt comfortable on the mound. If you pitched inside, you could be very effective in Fenway Park. If you're worried about the green monster, thinking, oh, I got to pitch away, that's when you got in trouble. But I did like pitching in Fenway Park. Oakland was a good place to pitch, too, particularly at night.
Right.
But the atmosphere and facing the players you faced in the Red Sox, that was my favorite place.
2 balls and a strike to Martinez.
Definitely didn't like Tiger Stadium.
So we've talked about that one.
No, not a lot of success or fun.
The atmosphere is not quite the same when all they're doing is cheering the home team's home runs against you, right?
Yeah. The upper deck shots, a couple 3-run home runs, backing up a lot of bases.
Slowly hit to Figgins. He'll go to first base. Choo's at second with 1 out. And Johnny Peralta coming up.
Second chopper that Martinez has hit to Sean Figgins. Thought about going to second base. Wise decision to go to first to get the out.
You made a good point, though. No matter what you think of the Red Sox, if you love everything they've ever done or you can't stand them, being in Fenway, there's something special about it.
It just smells like a ballpark. Yeah.
Peralta hits one foul. Johnny Peralta, an RBI double his last time up. One and one. Safe at third base. The stolen base by Choo. Well, you mentioned he was a good base runner, and he swipes third on Saunders.
Always the easiest base to steal is third base, and particularly against a lefty, pretty good jump. Nice catch and throw by Napoli, but Choo steals that one on Joe Saunders. Now the infield's got to be brought in by the Halos here. So just slide it in there before the tag is applied. Good secondary lead, good jump by Choo.
Now 2-2 to Peralta.
We talked about Joe Saunders pitching to contact. If you ever look for a strikeout, this is the spot where you need to strike out. And Peralta is susceptible to a fastball up and out of the zone and to break a pitch in the dirt area.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Peralta. And that one is just foul, and that one came pretty close to Shin-Soo Choo.
Well, he's quick on that fastball middle in.
If it hits him in foul territory, it's a foul ball. If it gets him in fair territory, he's out.
Trust your catcher here. Bounce a pitch. Going to swing over top of this curveball in the dirt. He's showing he's pretty quick on the fastball, the inside part of the plate.
Peralta takes it inside, and the count goes full, 3-2. Big pitch coming up here for Joe Saunders. Joe has thrown 71 pitches, and the ball strike ratio's nothing to be excited about, 37-34.
Yeah, generally you want to be 2-1 as far as strikes to balls out of the zone. And Joe looking for that strikeout right now.
Right back up the middle by Johnny Peralta, ties the game. His second RBI hit of the day. He's 3 for 3 overall, and we're tied at 4.
See, that's that fastball. Wants to sink it off the outside corner, but it ran back and got the about 3-4 inches of the outside part of the plate. It's that cut action on that fastball, not the sink action. He's looking to sink it, but he hasn't been able to get so consistently tonight.
Ben Francisco fouls one back. And Mike Scioscia gets Spire up in the bullpen. We're only in the 5th inning. But Saunders has been touched for 4 runs and 10 hits. One ball, 1 strike to Francisco. He's had a good month. He's hitting .246 overall. That'll go foul.
We talk so often about pitch counts, and just on to certainly a manageable pitch count. Only 75 pitches in the 5th inning, but this has been a tough 75. He's going to be taxed. So he's going to be looking for Joe, hopefully, to get through this inning, maybe one more. But he's got to get through this inning.
1 out, 1 on. On the ground, third base, Figgins gets it to second for 1, and that's it. Sean had a little bit of trouble getting that out of his glove.
Francisco runs pretty good. It almost looked like a little tricky hop. Ended up throwing almost like a changeup over to Store's. Store's a nice job of trying to turn that and get the double play, but there's no chance. And he's trying to roll over there, Peralta, to take him out. It's the old Hal McRae roll, the old roll take out at second.
Not quite executed as well by Peralta right there.
No, but Sean had a tough time with that because I had a little tricky hop at the very end when it was going into his glove. But Shearer got the lead runner. That's the most important thing.
Chris Jimenez up there now for the Indians.
Francisco with 13 stolen bases also.
Now Saunders fell behind 2-0 in the second. The Angels came back and got him the lead. The Tribe tied it up. The Angels took the lead again. Now Cleveland has tied it up again. So Joe has not been able to keep the Indians off the board once he gets the lead in this game.
With 4 pickoffs too this season. Good pickoff move. First base for Joe Saunders, but you're right. It certainly hasn't been easy. It's been a battle through these 77 pitches he's thrown already tonight. But still, game is tied. Through the inning, have an opportunity to get a win.
One and one. Four in the fifth. There he goes. Here's the throw by Napoli. And they got him. Saunders gets out of the inning as his battery mate guns out Francisco, trying to steal second.
Step to home and catch and throw by Mike Napoli. Good tag by Meiser.
We talk about a throw being right there. How about that one?
Perfect. Oh, that Exmo is so good when you're able to pick up that fly tag by Meiser. Napoli, solid throw. Having a good game so far. Home run. Let's look at the nice caught stealing.
Reggie Willits. He hit a pop fly to left field his first time up. Saunders still in the ball game, still even here in the fifth inning.
10 hits in 5 innings for Joe. Sometimes as a starting pitcher, if you can fight your way through a game like this and pick up a W, all of a sudden that confidence can get back. Joe Saunders doesn't quite have his normal luck.
Willits hits a fly ball to 2 in right field. Fans, there's a great ticket special as the Angels wrap up this series with the Indians. Wednesday, $3 tickets are still available for kids ages 2 to 18 in the select view level seating areas. Or you can go $10 and be in the field box, the terrace box, the club loge, or the right field pavilion. Just use the password YOUTH at angelsbaseball.com or the Angel Stadium ticket window. Wednesday's a day game here, 12:35. 0-1 to Figgy.
Day game here with these two offenses these clubs possess. It should be a fun game to watch.
Could be a wild one. Could be a lot of offense in that game. But we'll see.
It'll be a perfect game for him.
Aaron Laffey against John Lackey.
John Lackey's been dealing, too. Big John.
Laffey and Lackey. You don't think they planned it that way, do you?
There's a good chance. Look at those last 3 starts. 1-5-2. She's won all 3. Laffey, Lackey.
What, did Mel Brooks set up the pitching lineup? 1-2 to Figgins. He takes inside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The game tied at 4 here in the 5th inning. Full count to Sean Figgins.
They're going to like to get a chance to have Sean Figgins get on base for him. 3-2 count.
Figgy hitting .309. 0 for 2 tonight. And a little flare into left field for a hit. Figgins will hit first base aggressively, but hold on.
Job by Sean Figgins. Took his head back very well. Goes the other way on that pitch. Sean Figgins, when he's locked in, he's got that ability to go the other way with the best of them. Fastball, something the inside part of the plate. He did the other day when he had a home run and 3 stolen bases. But this is definitely a spot for Sean Figgins to think in the lines of stealing a base here. Pavano not very quick to the plate. Does have a slide step. Most times takes a bit of time to get rid of the ball.
Meiser is Turris. 0 for 2. Can you throw the exact same pitch, Gooby, with a slide step that you would have thrown if you didn't do that?
No. See, most times when you slide step, you're going to lose about 1 or 2 miles minimum on your velocity of your pitches. But you will have some movement, and you're thinking the lines, he's going to go and give my catcher a better chance to throw him out. But I'm still a firm believer the best way to slow down and negate a running game is to hold the baseball or step off like Pavano's doing. He's a good base runner. He's trying to get his momentum going. Ricky Henderson was very good at that.
Figgy has 31 stolen bases. He's been caught 9 times. And that look on his face tells you he's at least considering going, doesn't it?
Yeah, plus, but with 1 strike, Cleveland has the option now of a pitch out. So you look as a good base runner to see if the pitcher will tip it off if he's going to throw a pitch out. Sometimes they'll go quicker than normal.
Hard hit to first. Pretty good play there by Martinez. They get 1, and then the throw is errant back to first base. But Victor Martinez, pretty good play at first base.
It was. He's a catcher by design. Playing some first base. Makes the play.
Oh, right over Sean's head.
They're pretty quick on that throw, but no way you're going to be able to get Meiser. It's a nice play by Victor Martinez. The ball was hit hard by Meiser. Would have been a 1st and 3rd situation. Instead, there's a man on first with 2 outs.
And Bobby Abreu up there for the Angels. Abreu singled and scored in the 3rd inning. in the air and foul down near the left field foul pole. Shopik going out to say something to Carl Pavano. Pavano and Saunders have done the same thing here tonight, Ruby. They have both hung in there on a night when they're giving up a lot of hits. Joe's allowed 10 hits. Pavano 7 hits,
including 3 home runs.
Right.
Secondly, but yet Joe Saunders got very good stuff, but the confidence isn't there. So it doesn't matter how good of stuff you have, if the confidence isn't where you want it to be, you're going to make some mistakes. But he still has the ability to get another inning or two out of his arm and have a better chance of winning. Now Pavano, he's got to hit his spots and change speed. His best pitch is his changeup.
He's ahead of Abreu 0-1. One and one. Now it's his Turris, another good base runner over there at first base. And the count 2-1. Meiser has 8 stolen bases. He's 8 for 10. And if he's going to go, this 2-1 pitch might be the one. So Pavano drives him back.
It's interesting how the Tribe has Bobby Abreu defended. They have him playing on the right side, a pull ground ball, but in the outfield they have him hitting the other way. That's the last time up, Bobby hit that ball right up the middle.
His Turris goes. The pitch is taken. Shopik's throw, not in time. He steals it. Number 9 for Meiser, and the Angels get him in scoring position.
Good jump, too, by Meiser. That's 2 or 3 steps before Pavano delivers the ball. Shopik, good throw. Well, second time in a row where it looks like it was close enough to be able to call him out at second base. Meiser might have got that finger in there and touched the base before the tag was applied by Cabrera.
2-2 to Abreu. And right back up the middle by Bobby Abreu. Knocks in his Turris. The Angels are back on top again, 5-4.
Second time, Angels have parlayed a stolen base into a run. Bobby Abreu, last time up, got a base hit, stole second, scored on a base hit. This time, Meiser steals second base and scores on a base hit by Bobby Abreu. We talked about how their defense was set up. Cole on the infield, shifting the other way in the outfield, but hits the ball right back up the middle once again. The second time in a row for Bobby Abreu.
Two more hits for Abreu tonight. A 5-4 lead for the Angels in the 5th inning. And Juan Rivera with a home run and a single tonight.
Interesting thing, Justin Spires back up warming up down in the bullpen for the Angels. Now the Angels with the lead here. Mike Scioscia may consider going to that bullpen and let Joe Saunders feel good about the fact he's leaving the game with a lead. Build his confidence from that point.
And he's gone 5 innings, so if he leaves now and they hold on to the lead, he wins the game. Oh, 0-1 to Rivera.
And Mike went over to Joe Saunders, whether to explain to him, hey, let's go out there as hard as you can, try to get me one more inning, or that Justin is going to come in to start that top of the 6th.
Looked like Abreu was thinking about trying to steal a bag, but he didn't get any kind of a jump, so he went back to first. He has 21 stolen bases. And Joe Saunders gets up, walks down the length of the dugout, and I think he's headed for the clubhouse. Maybe he might be done for the night. Hot foul right back behind the plate, strike two.
Again, Joe might not like that, but I know exactly what Mike Scioscia is doing there. He's thinking the lines. He's got to find out a way to be able to get the confidence back for Joe Saunders. He's going to lead this ball game with the lead. And that's the most important thing, with the lead.
And if he gets up in the morning and reads the paper and sees a W next to his name, he'll feel good about that.
At this point in the year, how important Joe Saunders is in this rotation in this team, that could be the confidence booster he needs to get going.
Abreu goes, Shopik's throw on a bounce, another stolen base for the Angels.
That's three now for the Angels. We talked about Pavano not particularly fast, and you can see Shopik really trying to force it now. Another good jump. Trying to force that throw, overthrew that stolen base attempt. All bounced in there, and Bobby trying to get his hand in there again. You know, that's another close play. Second, they might have got all three.
To put it mildly, another close play. Ooh, that one is knocked down by Jamie Terra. And they get the out at first. Nice play by Cabrera. The Angels are back on top by a run.
The Juan Rivera out. Fastball in. To Kenny Morales out. Another home run. 3 home runs. That is your Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed. Coors Light. Talk about back-to-back jacks, Rory.
Yes. And that came in the second inning. Justin Spire has taken over. So let's talk about the In-N-Out Burger. Who's in, who's out? Gooby.
Well, let's do that, Rory. Out of the game now for the Halos, Joe Saunders in line for the victory in Justin Spire. 4-2 record, ERA under 5 there. The big thing for Justin Spire is sink action on the fastball, use that slider, very good slider for Justin, and finish him off with that split.
You know, the umpires had a little conference out there behind second base after that last inning. They might have been discussing, how can we keep this tape from getting out? I mean, it's been in the Angels' favor, but I think if you look at it objectively, all 3 Angels stolen bases, they were probably out, and they were all called safe. The first pitch to Chris Jimenez by Spire, in for a strike.
Well, when a team is on a roll, they seem to get those borderline calls. When a team is struggling, always goes against them.
The team that's struggling needs that borderline call. They never get it, right?
Exactly.
One ball, one strike to Chris Jimenez.
Of course, Eric Wedge, their manager, is
not here.
Have a suspension, one-game suspension. So he's not available tonight to go out and argue any of those calls.
Jeff Datz is filling in, and they were all close plays, so maybe Jeff just didn't feel confident enough to go out there and try to argue those plays. One ball, two strikes.
Yeah, get back to Joe Saunders again. Yeah, it was a battle for him. 5 innings, 10 hits, 4 earned runs. The bottom line, that there are the games in which you struggle, but you're in position to get a win. Now, if the Angels bullpen can hold this lead, now that's a lot of innings you're asking out of your bullpen to hold it.
And Jimenez hits a shot foul, third base side. He hit that ball hard.
But the confidence for Joe, next time out, okay, thinking, I got to win. Okay, now I'm going to make some better pitches, pick my teammates up. You know, the bullpen's got to put up 4 innings. Now, but still, you got Weaver and you got Lackey coming up after that, guys that will give you a lot of innings. But it's still solid enough for Joe Saunders in a position now to get a win.
Figgins flags it down to his left. Good play once again by Sean Figgins. I know he didn't make it to the last minute, but boy, did he deserve that all-star berth this year.
Using that outfielder's glove, makes that play, gathers himself up. You could do that when you have a rocket for an arm. Goes to a crossing, makes the play.
One out, Luis Valbuena at the plate for the Indians. He popped up and struck out tonight. Foul ball. One ball, two strikes to Valbuena. He pulls that one foul. Texas won tonight. Seattle's in the 6th inning, trailing Toronto 5-4. So if the Angels win, they'll stay 3.5 ahead of the Rangers. If the Indians come back, the lead would be 2.5. And there's a shot into right field, a base hit for Valbuena. Cut off by Abreu, who holds him to a single. Fans, Angels baseball wants to give you a chance to sit in the Chevy Suite Seats, located next to third base. You also get a chance to win an all-new Camaro. Text Camaro to 31826 or go to angelsbaseball.com/Camaro. Chevy, the official ride of Angels baseball. One out, one on for the Tribe. Kelly Shopik at the plate. You know, catchers have a tough time back there. They get hit by pitches in the dirt. They get hit by foul balls. And now Shopik this year has been hit by a pitch 15 times. He pulls one down the third baseline and hooks it just foul. He straightens that one out, and that would have given Cleveland the lead. So Darren Oliver now loosening up in the Angel bullpen.
Bullpen pitching much better of late. Still 4 innings you're going to get out of your bullpen to be able to preserve this lead. It's a team that's playing very well as far as offensively on the road.
On the ground, Figgins to his left. Gets one at second. The Angels turn another double play. The Indians are gone in the 6th. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. 5-4 Angels in the bottom of the 6th. Those 3 straight home runs came in the bottom of the 2nd. Rivera, Morales, Napoli. And Morales will lead off the 6th inning. Carl Pavano still in there. He's thrown 86 pitches. And really, aside from the back-to-back-to-back home runs, he's pitched pretty well.
Spotting his fastball, trying to get hit with that, finish off with the changeup. His breaking pitch has been effective. Going for the Halos to put together some good at-bats here to distance himself from the Tribe. They're still swinging the bats well.
But the Angels tonight have turned 3 double plays. Left field, well hit, back on the ball. Jimenez on the track, that's the wall, and couldn't slide, pull it in. It's a home run. The 2nd of the ball game for Kendry Morales, who just about now can slow down.
Ball got off of Jimenez's glove. He made a great attempt, but what a shot by Kendry Morales going the other way.
And Jimenez is saying, "Oh man, I should have had it." Instead, it's a home run for Kendry, his 2nd of the night.
All speed pitch up. Had to generate all the power himself. He leaped up there, hit off the heel of his glove.
If he hadn't leaped quite so high, he would have caught it. You don't see that very often. Usually maybe it goes off the top of the glove. That one almost went off his wrist. There's a high pop-up on the infield by Napoli. Caught by Jamie Carroll at third.
And the Angels with 4 home runs in this game. It's jumping up, timed it well, ran back to the wall, off the heel of the glove. We're talking about a team getting some breaks and the other team not. Nice job of getting back to the wall and leaping up.
Oh yeah, it would have been a nice play, no doubt about it. But he's upset. He really feels like he should have caught that one. Eric Ibar up there now. Fouls one back. I mean, outfielders live for that. Take a home run away from somebody. And he had it.
He keeps looking back to that wall, too.
Yeah, I know it.
Hey, what? Mike Napoli just missed hitting one out again, too. Got underneath that, he popped it out to Carroll, but he had a good swing.
There's a shot into right field, and that one will be caught. Nice play by Chu. A line drive out off the bat of Ibar.
It's a good read, too, by Chu. Comes sliding in and making that play. That's hit right on the line by Ibar.
Two outs. Gary Matthews at the plate for the Angels. We mentioned Kendry Morales' home run was his second of the night, but tonight in the National League, the Washington Nationals beat the Brewers 14-6. And Josh Willingham of the Nats hit 2 grand slam home runs.
It's a pretty good month, isn't it? One game?
Yeah, you would think.
Still, Fernando Tatis hit 2 grand slams, the same inning off the same pitcher, Chan-Ho Park.
That's almost
still
impossible.
I know. I could never let that one go. That's amazing. In Dodger Stadium, the booth. It's not like that's a home run hit in the ballpark either.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Gary Matthews. Hop foul, third base side. Still 1-2. Carl Pavano has given up 4 home runs tonight. 6 runs, 9 hits total. Well, you're exactly right, though, Gooby. One team is hot, getting the breaks. The other team's been in last place most of the season, so you don't get the call, you don't get the bounce of the ball. The great catch, instead of pulling it in, goes off your glove and over the fence. Base hit for Gary Matthews. It just seems to happen that way, doesn't it?
It does, and that might be the last batter for Carl Pavano.
Well, he's thrown 99 pitches.
But Carl Willis, their pitching coach, is coming out. Maybe make him aware of the fact that Gary Matthews Jr. is a guy that will steal some bases also.
Jose Barris getting ready in the Tribe bullpen. I think they'll give him one more batter, maybe. Have him pitch the number 9 hitter here, Reggie Willits. Reggie tonight 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs. 6-4, Angels in the sixth. One and 0 to Reggie. Gary Matthews at first base.
Already 3 stolen bases. He's with 4 home runs. But now the 4th stolen base also. The 2-0 count. Fastball count for Reggie.
And Reggie hits it in the air again. This one's a tough play. And a great play made in center field by Francisco. Diving catch by the Indian center fielder ends the inning. Well, they didn't catch the one that went over the fence, but Francisco, the former UCLA star, pulls that one in. Then Francisco went after one, and he does make the great catch to end the inning.
Well, that's important. Look at the eyes. Stayed on that baseball all the way through into the glove and all out extension. It's a run in. Great play.
And another new pitcher for the Angels, Darren Oliver, the third pitcher of the night for the Angels. Facing as Drupal Cabrera, top of the 7th, top of the order for the Indians. Oliver's been solid, as you would expect him to be. The veteran leader of the bullpen for the Angels. Between he and Fuentes, Darren very versatile. He can give you 2, maybe even 3 innings or more. He had 1 start this year. There's a fly ball into center field. Matthews has to go back and get it. 1 out in the 7th.
Darren Oliver's a guy that can pitch effectively to right-handers and left-handed batters. Fastball has been staying consistent with the velocity throughout his career. He's still rushing in there in the low 90s. Good sweeping curveball. Mixed in a changeup.
Jamie Carroll is 0 for 3. And there's a line drive base hit for Carroll. So the Indians have 11 hits tonight, but they trail the Angels by 2.
They can hit and they can keep putting pressure on you. Pretty solid lineup. This is the lineup now today without Sizemore or Hafner. Both those guys will be available coming off the bench. This game is far from over.
Chu hits one in the air into left center field. Matthews goes back on that ball, and that's off the wall. Carroll to third. He stops there. A double for Chu. And the Indians just keep coming. They have 12, 13 hits now.
Oh, Chu, that's a good swing. That ball is on the outside corner and down. Fortunately for the Angels, that ball stayed in the ballpark. That got about 3/4 of the way up the wall. Mike Butcher going to come out now to talk with Darren Oliver as Kevin Jepson's getting ready down to the bullpen in a hurry.
Well, Mike Socha seems like he's just kind of trying to nurse the staff through this game all night, doesn't it?
Because Cleveland could swing the bat well, and they just want to keep putting the pressure on them.
And a very good right-handed hitter coming up here in Victor Martinez. First base is open, but it's only a 2-run ball game here. So the Tribe, they've been a little frustrated tonight. They have 13 hits. They've left 5 men on base. They've also hit into 3 double plays.
That is an interesting call, though. You do have an open base. Martinez is a very good hitter. Not putting up quite the numbers you expect out of him, but still solid.
Oh for 4 against Oliver in his career with 2 strikeouts. So Darren knows he's had success against Victor Martinez. Oh and 1. Not a good July for Victor Martinez. Strike 2. The Indians are 5 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight.
Oh, 2 way ahead of the count. Good pitcher. Expand the zone. But now he wants to go out to talk to Darren Oliver and see what he wants to throw here. Sometimes Darren on this spot will throw that fastball in the inside part of the plate 0-2. It's a dangerous pitch, though, in this spot, because as a hitter, you're in protect mode. Like that, just trying to put the ball in play. See if he can expand his zone, make him swing and miss at a pitch in the dirt.
Martinez has hit 14 home runs. And the fastball is a little bit outside.
Tried that curveball down in the dirt to see if he could get the strikeout. Set him up pretty good. He went fastball just off the outside part of the plate the pitch before. Gave Martinez something else to think about. Then tried to get him to strike it out on that curveball in the dirt, but be able to fight that off and stay alive.
1 and 2. Two now, low and inside. The Indians with the tying run at second base here in the top of the 7th. It's been Saunders, Spire, and now Oliver for the Angels. Two and two. It didn't look like Napoli and Oliver were quite on the same page there.
Well, so you got to remember, still, if you're a pitcher, you have an open base still. Make him swing at your pitch.
Figgins behind the bag at third, cannot get the tag, but he gets the out at first base. Another good play by Sean Figgins.
Well, can't get much better than that. Get a ground ball, you keep the runner at third. Mike Socha going to come out and make a pitching change right now, though. Nice play again by Sean Figgins.
With another tough right-handed hitter, Johnny Peralta, coming up. Looks like Soch might go to Jepson. Figgins thought he might be able to get a double play, but he did get the one out at first.
This is going to be a bullpen numbered by AT&T. Now pitching for it is number 65, Kevin Jepson.
Over for the Angels, 25 as of yesterday. And he's in here to try to get a very big out. 2 outs, second and third. And Johnny Peralta at the plate for the Indians.
Already 3 for 3.
The Indians have Jamie Carroll at third, Chu at second. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Peralta with a good ball game going. Good pitch by Jepson.
He's got a great slider. Above average velocity on that slider too, at 90 miles an hour. Sharp break to that pitch. Peralta not knowing Jepson at all. The first pitch was a fastball 97, then he threw a slider.
Good block by Napoli, may have saved a run.
Well, that was not easy too for Mike Napoli. That's a slider he overthrew again. Shifted his body over very well, kept the glove down, saved the run.
2-1 to Peralta. 3-1. First base is open. Ben Francisco is on deck. Ground ball up the middle. Ibar gets there. Throw to first base. Gets there. The Indians are out in the 7th, and we've reached the 7th inning stretch at the Big A.
He hopped at the very end, a slide on the outside part of the plate. He gathered himself up in the outfield grass to throw a strong throw across the diamond to get Peralta. First of all, I was just thinking Lonnie just to be able to make that play to be able to save a run, but then to be able to get the out with that strong arm. The defense has been outstanding tonight. What a play by Ibar.
We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Jose Veras takes over on the mound for the Indians. Jose's been warming up for the last couple of innings in the bullpen off and on. 3-1, but the ERA very high. And the first pitch to Sean Figgins, in for a strike.
This is a good fastball, 90-95, slider, and a split finger.
They pretty much acquired him for cash. They bought him from the Yankees toward the end of June. He's been with the Indians for about a month. 1-1 to Figgy. Two balls into strike. Figgins is Torres and Abreu for the Angels in the 7th. Bounce to the right side. 1 out. Meiser is Torres coming up. Meiser's 0 for 3 tonight. Hitting just over 300 now. Meiser's at 302. Tomorrow night, Jared Weaver goes for his 11th win. John Lackey here Wednesday afternoon. Pop foul by Meiser, strike 2. Turris strikes out on a good breaking ball.
Tough spot, too. Veras to that backdoor slider. Possible split finger on the outside part of the plate. Do a whole lot with that pitch. In the outside corner with that run in action. Exmo shows he's way out in front. The hips opened up. Tried to keep the bat back far enough to be able to at least foul it off, but unable to do so.
2 outs and Bobby Abreu at the plate. The fans at Wrigley Field in Chicago went home happy tonight. They went 12 innings. Cubs and Astros were tied at 1. Soriano won it with a grand slam home run in the bottom of the 12th for the Cubs, who are in first place now in the NL Central.
Soriano's been getting a lot of boos thrown at him, too, by the Cub fans.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Maybe a few cheers tonight. The Cubbies, we all thought all along they'd be in first place. The Cardinals with a good run, and Cardinals were able to beat the Dodgers today. Matt Holliday, big pickup by the Cardinals. That's going to be a great race, too, in that Central, all the way to the end.
Yeah, it really is. Cardinals are only half a game out. And the Astros are hanging around. Houston's only 3 games back in that NL Central. Both of the Central divisions have great races going.
You throw Milwaukee in, and they're only 3 games back themselves. They got beat up pretty good. You mentioned that earlier, the Nationals, for all those home runs.
2 grand slams by Willingham for the Nats tonight. 3-1 to Abreu. Juan Rivera having a big night, waiting on deck. And a walk for Abreu with 2 outs in the 7th. So Rivera will get another chance. After missing about a week and a half, Juan's first at bat tonight. Boom.
Well, it's good to see him do that. And he also followed it up with a base hit, RBI in the center field.
2 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in. Talked about the Central Division race, the American League. The Angels going on the road after this series will play in Minnesota and in Chicago. Both of those teams trying to catch the Tigers. And the Tigers lost to the Rangers tonight.
I can't see any one of those 3 teams running away with that division.
No.
It's going to stay that way all the way to the end, which is great for baseball and for baseball fans.
You know, the funny thing is, Tigers, White Sox, Twins, you really haven't heard any of those teams involved in any rumors as far as the trading deadline either.
The White Sox early in the season would try to make a play for Jake Peavy, but he turned down that deal, and of course Peavy may not pitch the rest of the season. And you're right, the White Sox. And I think when you look at the Tigers, they're looking for some bullpen help. Both those clubs. And the Twins are looking for starting pitching, especially with Kevin Slowly may not be able to available the rest of the season for him. 10-game winner.
One ball, one strike to Rivera. So if forced to make a pick in the Central, who do you take, Gooby?
I think when you look at this, the starting pitching of the Tigers, I have to go with the Tigers. Verlander, that arm he has. Edwin Jackson, a 1-2 punch. I got to go with the Tigers.
The White Sox certainly have the offense to pull it off if they can get some pitching help.
They got a perfect game out of Mark Burley, but they need some other help.
2-1 to Juan Rivera. High pop fly behind the plate. Shopik comes back, and he has room. So the Angels are out in the 7th inning, but they lead it 6-4. And the Indians, Ben Francisco to lead off the 8th inning against Kevin Jepson. Foul ball just back over our head.
Well, this play, the 6th inning was outstanding. Full extension. Francisco getting some high fives from his guys in that dugout.
1 ball, 1 strike to Ben. Check swing, tough play for Figgins, who charges and gets him. Boy, Sean has played third base tonight, hasn't he?
Well, he's made about 4 or 5 great plays showing that strong arm, having to come in on that chopper. Francisco runs very well to not only catch the ball, but make that strong throw while you're running. Great play. All the way in on that play. A little tricky last hop, too. Gets the play, gets the out.
1 out, Chris Jimenez. No matter what Jimenez does tonight, from this point on, all he'll think about tonight is the one that got away. He hits a fly ball down the right field line. Abreu just runs out of room. We're talking about the Kendry Morales home run that Jimenez had go off the heel of his glove and over the fence.
He did that so well, too. He had to go a long way.
He'll see this one in his dreams tonight.
Well, just off the heel of the glove. And that's one of those plays, too, you think about and wish you had an opportunity, and you do it at the big league level. Just up here getting a chance to play for the Tribe. Chance to make a highlight play. But ended up being a home run for Morales.
It's a great try. Great read on the ball. He had some hops there. He got up. Just got up maybe a little too high on that one. Two and one. Kevin Jepson, the fourth pitcher for the Angels tonight. That one's down the line, but slicing away from Abreu. Joe Saunders went 5 innings. He gave up 4 runs and 10 hits, but he stands to win it at the moment. And Mike Scioscia has really managed this game tonight, hasn't he?
He has, and he knew that he had to make a tough decision, taking a starting pitcher out after 5 innings. Most times because the pitch count wasn't particularly high for Joe Saunders, but he felt that was the best way to get the confidence back for Joe Saunders, put him in position to win. And now he's asking that bullpen to get him 4 innings, and so far he's pieced together a solid effort out of the bullpen. Spire, then Oliver, now Jepson.
And now a base hit for Jimenez with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. The Cleveland Indians have 14 hits tonight. Fans, if you can't watch the Angels on Fox Sports West or My 13, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. Featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer. And catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit angelsbaseball.com. 1 out, 1 on. Luis Valbuena at the plate, takes ball 1. The Angels trying to hang in there and win another one. They've gone 9-2 since the All-Star break. One and 1 to Valbuena.
And with Texas to continue to win, I think they have that mark after the All-Star break. They have picked up 2 games in the standings since the All-Star break, but they've had to play some great baseball.
Texas with a win tonight. And the Rangers have a good record. They are 55-42. At this moment, 3 games behind the Angels. Two balls, 2 strikes. The Rangers will be here the weekend of August 7th. So it's coming up. 3-game series here at the Big A. The Angels, that'll be a tough homestand. 3 with the Rangers, then 3 with Tampa Bay. Now a full count to Valbuena.
And this becomes a big pitch now for Jepson. We'll have 2 base runners on here in the 8th inning with only 1 out. Trying to get him to swing a fastball up. Didn't go for it, and a slider down and in. Challenging with that fastball, see if he can get a ground ball.
It's a line drive base hit into right center field. Jimenez will go first to third. Valbuena stops at first base with a single. And the Tribe, boy, they are putting people on base almost every inning. That's 15 hits for Cleveland. Still down by 2. They have runners on the corners with 1 out. And Mike Butcher going to the mound as the number 9 hitter, Kelly Shopik, gets ready to bat.
Was the fastball. Wanted to make sure he threw a strike, was right down the middle. Well, Buena was able to get a good part of the battle there and hit that ball hard, and they were able to go Angel-type baseball, first to third.
Well, Jepson will face Shopik tonight, who has had the best and the worst of it. An RBI single in the second, another base hit in the fourth. Then he hit into an inning-ending double play in the sixth. Jepson trying to get the Angels and Butcher to the closer, Brian Fuentes. But in the meantime, they'll get Bulger up. Oh, 1 to Shopik.
Shopik having a pretty good game. He's got 2 hits, but he has hit into a double play. Rangers would love another opportunity to turn a double play here to get through this inning and still have that 2-run lead.
He's hitting an even 200, but he does have a little pop. The number 9 hitter, 7 home runs. Oh, 1 to Kelly Shopik. Two on with 1 out. Strike 2 on the check swing. And a fastball in the mid-90s from Jepson.
With movement, too. I mean, he's got closer-type stuff, Jepson does. Fastball 95 to 97, a slider, too, that's at times touching 90 itself, and a good curveball.
Shopik stays alive on that one.
Ooh, that was a hanging curveball. Got away with that one. Head of the count. Trust your catcher to be able to block that pitch if you throw it in the dirt. A little bit too much of the plate on that curveball.
He got him looking with a fastball on the outside corner.
Well, that was some paint with that fastball by Jepson. Good movement, too, on that one. One in the inside corner, but froze. Shopik, he must have been looking for something off speed. You cannot look for an off speed pitch when a guy's throwing 95 to 97. Great pitch by Jepson. Good job of calling that pitch, too, by Mike Napoli behind the plate.
Now 2 out, 2 on. The top of the order for the Tribe as Drupal Cabrera. 1 for 4 tonight. Ball 1. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Now 2-0 to Cabrera. Kevin Jepson trying to get the Angels to the 9th inning with the lead. Good breaking ball makes it 2-1. Well, he had to throw a very good curveball there, 2-0.
But he has that ability. He can spot, throw that for a strike.
On the ground to the right side is Torres. Makes the play, and the Indians are frustrated again. They have 15 hits in the game, but they trail it by 2. More on JaguarUSA.com. And coincidentally,
how's that possible?
Kendry's up.
Our guys are on the ball tonight. Jaguar performer, and look what's up. Kendry with a chance for 3.
It's a pretty good list, and it includes Freddie Patek, which is a little bit of a surprise, but
Adam Kennedy in the playoffs against the Twins that year.
yeah. Oh, 0-2 to Kendry Morales. Fly ball left field. And Jimenez does catch that one. 1 out. Brian Fuentes getting himself ready for the 9th inning. Mike Napoli had a home run. The Angels hit back-to-back homers in the second. It was Rivera, Morales, and Napoli. One 1-0 to Mike. The Angels are averaging just under 7 runs per game this month. It's 6.9. And tonight, There's another 6 on the board for the Angels here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, when you think about it, somebody almost different every night. The whole lineup, 1 through 9, contributing. Well, you got Kenny with 2 home runs. So he's got to feel real good about that. Particularly, he's allowing Vlad and Torrey Hunter just to get themselves healthy at a very slow rate. That way they don't have to rush them out there. That way they could be ready for the rest of the season. Juan Rivera came back today. It's a home run. Also an RBI base hit.
Napoli gets called out on strikes. But what a return for Juan. I mean, he's been wanting to get back in there. First time he comes up, he hits a home run.
And it's good, especially when you're in the American League. You got the luxury of using the DH to ease them back in there. But once Vlad gets back in the lineup, he's going to be their DH the rest of the season.
2 outs, Eric Ibar coming up. Figgins has had a great game at third base.
Well, yeah, he mixed in a base hit also, and Ibar made some great plays himself.
Fuentes is getting ready to try to save it. The Angels this year, when they lead after 8 innings, they are 50-4. Ibar, a fly ball into right field. Chu is there, and the Angels will take that lead into the 9th inning. After 8, 6-4 Angels. Had 15 hits. They've left 9 men on base. They've hit into 3 double plays. And now they face Brian Fuentes in the 9th. Brian has 30 saves. But he will face the heart of the batting order for the Tribe. Numbers 2, 3, and 4 coming up here in the 9th.
It's an impressive ERA at 2.78, but even more so when you think about the fact that he was over 7 into the month of May, the ERA.
And no earned runs in the last 17 innings. That helps the old ERA go right down.
That'll help you a little bit.
Yeah.
More consistent with the fastball. He isn't overthrowing that curveball. He also has a fantastic changeup.
He's pitching with great confidence now. Jamie Carroll to lead off the 9th inning for Cleveland. Fuentes jumps ahead of him, 0-1.
Teammates together in Colorado, the Rockies.
But nothing but pure hatred now.
They're wearing different uniforms. as well it should be.
I know, I remember when you made the comment that you just hated the batters.
They did. Hey, they were wearing a different uniform. They were trying to take a W out of my win column. Didn't like those other teams.
No.
Well, ahead of the count, 0-2. But when you're a teammate, especially an infielder who sees a lot of your out pitches, you have a cat and mouse game against them right here.
Didn't you tell me at one time that also that you hated facing former teammates?
Yeah, because you just lose. You do lose a little bit of that edge, that little hatred you have for the other team when they were your teammates. Plus, like I mentioned, they know what your out pitches are, your tendencies on the mound. I always thought they had a little bit of an advantage at that point.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Jamie Carroll. And he stays alive. One of the 35,000 plus here ends up with a 9th inning souvenir. Soft liner into right center, drops. The Indians have a leadoff single, their 16th hit of the night.
Amazing what they've done with the bats tonight, the Indians. Constantly putting the pressure on the pitchers of the Angels.
Well, it's a little tough to get 16 hits and only score 4 runs.
And that was a pretty good pitch, too. It was a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Again, maybe familiar with his teammate. Colorado was able to fight that pitch off and put it in the right center field for a base hit.
Shin-Soo Choo takes outside, ball 1. Six to 4 Angels in the 9th. One and one.
Choo has had a great game. 3 hits, a walk, but he has hit into 7 double plays. Pretty high total for a left-handed batter.
He laces that one into left field for a base hit. And the Indians are threatening again. They left 2 on in the 7th. They left 2 on in the 8th. And we'll see what happens in the 9th. They have the first 2 men on here.
Almost every one of his swings today have been the same swing, same approach, letting the fastball get deeper in the strike zone, staying back, keeping his hands back, and centering up, hitting the left field.
4 hits tonight for Choo. 17 for the Tribe.
I guess you got to go out and make sure you talk about the possibility of a sacrifice bunt, but there's no way Victor Martinez is going to be up there in that spot to bunt.
Well, he's a power guy. 14 home runs, 64 runs batted in. Tonight, not much. 0 for 4, 3 ground outs and a fly ball. Two men on, nobody out for the Indians in the top of the 9th. Another good hitter on deck in Johnny Peralta. The Indians with Carroll at second, Choo at first. And now it's 2-0 to Martinez. Fuentes facing a big pitch right here.
He's a very good hitter, too, with a lot of power. 3 ground balls right to Sean Figgins. It'd be a nice time to have one right at Sean Figgins again.
He pulls it to left field. That sends Reggie Willits back. Reggie's on the track and up against the fence. He cannot get it. The Cleveland Indians have been waiting for a clutch hit all night, and they get one in the 9th inning to take the lead. A 3-run shot by Victor Martinez, and the Indians are ahead.
Well, he's way ahead of the count there, looking for a fastball.
Reggie got back there, Gooby, but he might have misjudged the fence a little bit. He didn't get a chance to leave his feet at all. And here's a shot by Peralta. Johnny Peralta has hit it out. And the Indians have exploded for 4 runs in the 9th. Still nobody out.
Well, we talked about earlier how the Cleveland Indians have scored 8 runs quite often as a team. 19 hits.
The home run by Martinez, and on the very next pitch, Peralta hits it out. The Angels got the game to Fuentes. And now Scioscia's going to go to the bullpen again and bring in the 6th pitcher of the night. Timeout at the Big A, 8-6 Indians. Back-to-back home runs, and Brian Fuentes, who hadn't blown one since the end of May. Well, the closers have to bounce back from a game like this one tonight, and Fuentes has done it all year long, but this wasn't his night tonight.
He's ran into a team that's been swinging the bat exceptionally well throughout this whole game.
They have 19 hits now. Jason Bolger comes in, and we knew after Joe Saunders went out after 5, the bullpen would have to give the Angels 4 innings, and they almost got there. But here in the 9th inning, Cleveland gets the big hits. Ben Francisco, the batter. Well, the Indians have scored 8 runs or more this year. This is the 25th time. There's a short fly ball into center field, and that'll drop in for a hit. 5 straight hits for the Indians in the 9th inning. 20 hits in the game. So 25 times they've scored 8 or more. The only team who has done it more is the Angels.
Francisco with a lot of speed. Especially now the Indians up by 2 runs. They could be more aggressive.
Chris Jimenez at the plate. And Jason Bolger drives Francisco back to first. What do you think? Are they going to have Jimenez bunt here?
Surprising if they do in this spot. Granted, though, he is hitting 7th in the lineup. They might think in the lines of a try of a stolen base more so than giving up an out.
Line drive left field right at Willits. One out in the 9th inning with Valbuena coming up.
Even their outs today have been hit pretty hard. It's a pretty good offense. In that graphic, they won the top 5 as far as runs scored. It's been pitching their issue. They got a team ERA, which is last in the American League, over 5. One of the reasons why they're below 500.
When the Angels bat now in the bottom of the 9th, they have Matthews, Willits, and Figgins due up. One and 0 to Valbuena. When the Indians turn to their closer in the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Kerry Wood.
Former Chicago Cub starter at that point threw extremely hard. He's had a 20 strikeout game as a starter.
Still 1-1 to Valbuena. There was a time when it looked like Kerry Wood might be one of the premier pitchers in baseball as a starter for years. But injuries happen, especially when you're throwing the ball that hard.
Well, they had a dynamic duo of Mark Pryor and Kerry Wood over there in Chicago.
But they could never keep him healthy. Two and 1 to Valbuena. The Indians have scored 4 times here in the 9th inning. The runner goes. Valbuena grounds it to Ibar. He gets to second in time and gets the throw to first in time. Boy, another super play by Ibar, but the Tribe rallies in the 9th.
Turned by Eric Ibar. Francisco was stealing on the play. Spikes Ibar, who made a nice play fielding the ball to begin with. The ball was hit hard. Jumped over, made a nice strong throw over the first base for a double play. The fourth double play turned by the Angels tonight. Look, he's okay. That's spiked in there as Francisco was trying to seal the bag. Kerry Wood in the game, 13 saves, ERA over 5, 2-3 record. Still got a good fastball, 91-96, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
If you go back to 2003, he was a 14-game winner as a starter for the Cubs with 266 strikeouts. Gary Matthews to lead off for the Angels in the bottom of the ninth. And Wood gets strike one. It's still 97.
He's got a devastating slider, too, when he can get ahead of the count. If you get a fastball if you're Gary Matthews Jr., you got to try to put that in play.
He gets the breaking ball, but it misses. 1-1. Well, the Angels are known for coming from behind. They're going to have to do it here when it looked like they might be able to win it in the top of the ninth. Now 2-1 to Matthews.
Need a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate.
The fastball is low, 3-1. Kerry Wood, 32 years old now. Jeff Datz subbing for the suspended Eric Wedge tonight. It's been quite a ball game. And Matthews takes strike two. You know that Reggie Willits waiting on deck for the Angels. The 3-2 to Matthews. Line drive right center field. That's in the alley. Gary Matthews, a leadoff double in the bottom of the ninth. A fastball hitter getting a 3-1 fastball there, Gooby.
Good chance to be able to center up this fastball right down the middle. Good swing. Gary Matthews Jr. It's that leadoff guy on base now, a double.
Tying run is at the plate. Reggie Willits. The year that Kerry Wood had in 2003, we were talking about him being a 14-game winner. He led the league with 266 strikeouts, but he also walked 100 that year and led the league in hit batters with 21. The pitch to Willits, a strike. Reggie is hitting .240. He has flied out 3 times tonight. A flare into left field, caught by Jimenez. So Reggie goes back to the dugout with 4 fly ball outs tonight. They had him played just right.
They did. They were playing pretty deep at center and right field, but shallow in left. He didn't think he'd be able to pull Kerry Wood's fastball. They played him perfectly.
1 out in the bottom of the ninth. Sean Figgins at the plate. Figgy's 1 for 4 with a single tonight. been a lot happening tonight. The Tribe with 20 hits. The Angels have 11. And it's 1-1 to Figgins.
Well, you just like to see the Angels get that opportunity to get Bobby Abreu up at some point in this inning. Acquire another base hit. And a runner or two. Sean Figgins certainly could do a lot with that bat.
Breaking ball stayed high. Is Turris on deck? Another terrific clutch hitter. Eight to 6 Indians with one out in the bottom of the ninth. Two balls, two strikes now to Figgy. Gary Matthews at second with a leadoff double. Strike three call.
When Sean Figgins knew it too. It's an unhittable spot. Fastball on the outside corner at the knees. Well, that's a perfect pitch. For Kerry Wood, as a batter, you're at the mercy of the umpire, hoping he calls it a ball.
2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. And Meiser is Turris. 0 for 4 tonight. Takes strike one. Pretty much the same pitch. Fly ball, left center field. Jimenez coming over, and the left fielder takes it. The Indians take one from the Angels, coming from behind with 4 runs in the top of the ninth. And Cleveland wins the game 8 to 6.
Impressive offense.